then I have to tell you something.
Go on.
You know the podcast, you know your thing?
My what?
Hi Andrew.
Yeah?
I swear on my life, man. Like, I had this idea a year ago, 2 years ago. I told my girlfriend that someone should do a podcast, an Uber driver should do a podcast, where they talk to like passengers and you hear their stories.
What do you think it's on?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's crazy.
Let me tell you something, alright? It's a couple things. First of all, do you mind if I record?
No, go for it.
Alright, do you mind if I put it out on YouTube? I'm going to tell you a bit more in just a moment.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So, it's mad, alright? So I'm going to give you this, I want to give you this after. And actually, I was never ever going to put it in my bio. It's mad actually, because I had a very funny feeling you were going to ask me a question. Like, I had this hunch before you even got in the car.
Look, I saw 2 minutes ago.
Me, you, and the driver, we got to get this photo together. We got to get this selfie.
Oh, have you got a bag? A bag for fucking what? You grocery shopping or something? You doubling up on these bags?
I was like, wow, women are incredible.
I've been out here every single weekend since I've been doing this, picking up people who have had amazing nights.
Off, mum, I'm sleeping. I'm staying here. Leave me alone.
I mean, I've always said this anyway, that this thing has killed me, but I can see I've aged. I look at my beard, mad grey hairs. It is mad.
I am.
How you doing?
Not too bad, thank you. Sorry, there's
Oh, sorry. And then I have to tell you something.
Go on.
You know the podcast, you know your thing?
My what?
Hi Andrew.
Yeah?
I swear on my life, man. Like, I had this idea a year ago, 2 years ago. I told my girlfriend that someone should do a podcast, an Uber driver should do a podcast, where they talk to like passengers and you hear their stories.
What do you think it's on?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's crazy.
Let me tell you something, alright? It's a couple things. First of all, do you mind if I record?
No, go for it.
Alright, do you mind if I put it out on YouTube? I'm going to tell you a bit more in just a moment.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So, it's mad, alright? So I'm going to give you this, I want to give you this after. And actually, I was never ever going to put it in my bio. It's mad actually, because I had a very funny feeling you were going to ask me a question. Like, I had this hunch before you even got in the car.
Look, I saw 2 minutes ago.
Cool.
I saw in the thing, I was like, no way.
So, I wrote a book on my experience as an Uber driver, and my story is very complex. And I'm actually thinking I need to get back home and continue editing the audiobook. I've only got like probably a week left, and I'm done, and then I can finally put it out. The book is out itself, and I went on like a promo run, and one or two things went viral, etc. And then I decided, you know what, I need to sort some other things out in my life before I actually promo this book properly. Bad move, but that's what I needed to do. And then my idea in regards to a promo run has not really changed. So I've been putting together a documentary, but unfortunately a couple of years ago, even during the pandemic, a lot of my hard drive broke. So literally all my data from all my recordings broke. I was like, cool, no worries, I could still put something out that will be very credible. And then, like, I want to say during the pandemic still, but very recently, I was talking to a guy called Darren Levy, who's a YouTuber. He's got like 1.4 million viewers, and credit to him and what he's done, etc. And I guess my point is, I've kind of felt there's no reason I can't do something very similar. And what I've decided to do is, obviously, the audiobook will be finished in about, say, a week or so. However, I've got my GoPro fixed, or I've actually had to buy a new GoPro, and I made a decision to actually just go full hog in regards to being like a YouTuber. And what I've done, actually, they're not there. I've got cue cards in regards to engaging in conversation. It's up to you, choice is yours actually, whether you want to rock and roll on that, but we can just chat in general.
Wait, you keep cards? You keep cards that you use for the...
No, yes, and what I'm saying, I've got cue cards which I'm going to put up, literally, I was supposed to put them up this week, but the laminated didn't arrive from Amazon, so I wanted to laminate them and put them in the back, etc, cue cards. But what I wanted to do is, obviously we don't have to play it whatsoever, but I was going to give cue cards in regards to whether you could just pick a card, and we just rock and roll.
Oh, crazy.
We can hold that one over just in case you decide to shuffle and...
So question,
you can ask me any question.
The role is typically, is it a conversation? So it's basically recording a conversation between two people?
Correct. This is the first time I've given anyone any cards. So this is the first time I've given anyone any cards. Let me take this out actually.
Obviously you're actually doing, which is amazing. The perspective I had was that I would be the podcaster in this like idea, and you interview different Uber drivers, because so many Uber drivers have these incredible stories.
Phenomenal.
They come from like all over the world. It's really crazy. Some of the, these people are like machines, how hard they work, and like, I always thought it'd be interesting to kind of get some more of their stories. But
as you're picking a card, only literally, I want to say a couple of days ago, a comedian got in the car, and a comedian got in the car. He was from Brazil, but was living in the States in Miami, and I told him, when he told me his comedian, I said, like, I let him tell his story very briefly, but I said, funny you say that, because I was actually listening to a podcast in regards to how to sell your story. I just think the art of storytelling, I think, is really interesting.
Yeah.
And then I told him that, I think, long story short, I think I told him a story where I picked up a Portuguese girl, which is in my book, and she lived in Portugal for a period of time with her ex-boyfriend, but she'd come back due to the fact that she'd missed her parents, but at the same time she felt guilty that her parents were getting a little bit older and she wouldn't be able to forgive herself if something happened to her parents. And what I was telling him is that, oddly enough, like, I feel I'm in that same position now where my parents are old or older. So funny enough, actually, my dad went into hospital yesterday.
But shit, I'm sorry.
He's fine, he'll be alright. But what I'm saying, he's got to that point in life where, like, you now need to be a bit more aware and a bit more conscious of the fact that your parents are getting older and you need to kind of stay by them. And my question,
painful, like, acknowledgement.
And I said, I'm finding it very, very difficult. And I said, what I said to him is where do you draw the line between living life for yourself and then living life and supporting your parents? And I put that in the book, not knowing, well, it was impacting me, but not as much as it is impacting me now. And then he said that's a phenomenal question, or phenomenal point you make. And then he went into his story and he started crying.
Wow.
He started crying. He said, like, his mum passed away during the pandemic, not of COVID, but of leukemia, kind of like let's say out of nowhere. But within that, he said, like, his mum always wanted to go to Paris, and he felt so bad that he never really got the opportunity to take her there. But he said, like, his parents, his mum and his dad, literally, he said they enjoyed eating liver, but, like, for me, liver's disgusting. But like, they ate that as a treat when they were younger, and, like, trying to say, but he said, basically, long story short, he said they went without so that they could live with almost like stumbling on my words, just like bear the fruit of their labor. Do you know what I mean? The sacrifices they've made. Yeah. No,
I mean, I agree. I feel like, my dad has always said so often in arguments, like, you'll never know until you have a kid. Like,
100%.
And you really don't get it when you're a kid. You really do not understand what he is saying when he says that. And now as you get older, I don't have kids, but my sisters have kids, and you see what they're like, and you get older, and anyway, you just go through a lot more, and I start to see kind of roughly what he meant, and you only understand more and more as you get older and go through the same experiences. But it's funny to see, like, something you were sure that he was wrong about 10 years ago, 10 years later, you're like, fuck, like, I can't believe actually he was probably right about this thing. If you could spend a day with a person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh wow, do you know what? This is not boring, but I mean, I don't know why, like, I always found great solace and great strength in some of the things that Nelson Mandela, I think, went through, and I always find it mad, like, that he did 20 years in jail and he came back and he came out, became president, but he was so forgiven. So I would say Nelson Mandela. And yourself?
Honestly, it's one of those questions I really struggle with, because it really depends how seriously you want to take, like, one day. Very true. With because there's a sentimental, like, is it family you haven't seen, for example, and then there's like what are your actual passions and things you were important for you growing up, like, So it's really tough. I mean, I think one of the funnest days you could have with someone is if you were mates with Anthony Bourdain, and he came back to life and you spent a day with him. That's a fun day. I mean, I love food, I love cooking. And his show was like one of the most amazing shows. It was like transporting to a different city, actually. So okay, he would probably be my guy for like a fun day. Cool. Draw for another card. Can you tell in the first few dates if you want to marry someone? Wow, my friend drew this card the other day when I showed him. I'm gonna say no, all right, but I definitely think I know that I'm gonna know this person for a long period of time. I think there's just certain, I think I've either dated enough people or been in enough situations where, like, when you said the first date? First few dates. First few dates, I think so. That you're gonna know someone for a period of time. Or whether someone's gonna be like someone you're just, I don't know, casually seeing or casually sleeping with. But I think, I'm gonna say yes. Fair. Yeah, and yourself? So I think you know, to be honest, I haven't dated that much, and I've been like partner for 8 years, and I met her at university, and I definitely knew very quickly that like she really understood me, understood my sense of humor. You know, it was just really kind all the time. So I, you know, even though I knew I was gonna marry her, I was like 19 years old, 20 years old. I knew that I didn't really want to date anyone else.
Do you know,
We're still together now, so.
I know how that feels because I'm currently going through a situation now, but like I think in recent time I've looked back over some of the girls that I've really liked or taken seriously, and I think all of them have had like a really warm heart, and really good people at core, but also funny. So that's something I've picked up as of late. But I like to believe maybe over the first few dates I'll have an idea whether we're really going to bond, or whether it's going to be something which not even that will fade out. I think we'll enjoy each other's company, but like it's not going to be long lasting.
Yeah, humor and food for me are two massive ones.
It's funny because someone told me this recently. A lot of my friends laugh actually when I told them that. Like the person who I've seen recently was saying that, like, no, sorry, they were like, "You're a foodie," and I'm like, "Me a foodie?" And then when I told my friends that she said that, they were like, "Oh, you having a laugh?" They're like, "Of course you're a foodie. Always in." Not saying donut shops, but always bakeries, this, bakeries, that, da 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 da. And I hadn't really picked up on it, but people just found it funny that like I didn't know I was a foodie, but I've picked up that I do enjoy food.
How do you feel about eating alone?
Eating alone?
Yeah.
What a bloody good question.
So personally, I love eating alone. I love eating alone, to be honest. I love going for a meal by myself.
Do you know what? I don't think.
Obviously, it's a treat, but you know, I still love going for a meal.
So what type? So all right, do you know what? I'm gonna say I've not gone out in terms of dressed up and gone for a meal, but like there have been times when I've been driving, for example. I'm not talking about grabbing food and sitting in the car, but I've gone. Do you know what? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna say Nando's. I'm not saying that's up end, but I'm saying I'm actually gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit down and relax. And, yeah, and I've enjoyed like chilling and eating my food for that period of time.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Saturday evening.
Yeah,
saying, hey, cancel your plans. You know, I'm sorry, I've got to eat dinner myself at this restaurant. Yeah, it's like you know, comfortable. Like here's a great, you know, work is a good example. So you know, a lot of people at work, they feel, you know, they have to eat with their colleagues and all this kind of stuff.
Oh no! I don't think my colleagues. I mean, I don't have any colleagues to be fair, but I mean, like generally speaking, like when I have worked in other places, I don't feel the need. I have to eat with my colleagues. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I agree with you. Like I love my colleagues. Honestly, I think they're great. But you know, lunchtime is kind of a bit of relaxed time. You know, read something, listen to something.
Cool.
All right, next card.
Yep.
All right, I'm skipping this one because it's also related to marriage.
Okay, cool.
Bear with me.
That's all right. Actually, whilst you're looking for a card, or even one that you like, actually, tell me a bit more about your. So when did you have the idea in regards to the podcast?
So honestly, it was a year or 2 years ago, and I mean it wasn't. I mean it's something I said, you know, a couple of times in passing to both times, once to my other, once to my sister. Basically saying I think it would just be a great idea, you know, if someone went into every cab they took with a, you know, my microphone and recorded a story about the Uber driver, because you know some of these guys, I mean it's wild. Like they've been through a lot, like a lot, really like a crazy amount when you hear it. Like people from like Sudan and whoever like seen stuff, you know, really been through a lot and ended up here and like just been through all that and are just incredibly nice people as well. And you're just like, you know, there's really no story.
It's a great
there's
idea.
really no story, and all, you know, you always hear about, you know, relationship between Uber and laborers in the news, and like
it's real.
It's real, and it's obviously not always positive at all. And there's a very like treating, you know, drivers in many cases, especially in the States, sometimes kind of these units of people and what you can kind of get away with. With drivers, so, and they go through a lot to get it. So it's just a lot of cool stories. You hear a lot of cool things. Oh, all right. If you could have any job in the world, what would it be? I'm going to. No, you can't. You obviously can't say this.
What do you mean? I can't say this. Okay, sorry. All right. I'll be a bit more. Okay, so I will tell you. Okay, yeah. So let me just go a little bit deep. I don't want to. Yeah. So let me be honest, open and honest. Okay. I was trying to think of how transparent can I be. So. So when I made the decision to become a driver, I did so with the premise that I was going to balance this with a business I had with a business partner. Me and him went in two different directions, and that's when I decided, bam, I'm going to Barcelona. And I went to Barcelona because I wanted a fresh start. But within a lot of that, I used Barcelona as an opportunity to gather my thoughts and gather my ideas. And I say that to kind of say this. I was a senior scout and academy coach at Fulham Football Club. Like in about say 2010, I left, and with what I was doing when I went to Barcelona, I started building a platform in regards to Ghanaian football. Ghanaian football, yeah, in regards to talent identification or what's going on in Ghanaian football and things of that nature. And my thoughts and my ideas are as to going back to Ghana and developing something proper. But at the same time, I do think I have some form of ambition to get back into professional football. Yeah, professional football in terms of work for a club. I'm just not too sure whether it'll be in this country or in another country, but I'm just taking my time with a lot of it. I didn't necessarily play. I mean, I played like district football when I was younger here in this country and stuff like that. But like, in terms of playing, like, I don't have a strong ambition to even play like with friends. I get asked all the time that actually, but it's just not in me. But like talent identification and coaching itself is something that I'm really passionate about, and that's the reason why I kind of developed a platform in regards to Ghanaian football. So that is what I want to take forward going forward. Well, that's what I want to take forward.
That's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
That's pretty. I mean, look, that's a great run. Who do you support?
I support Arsenal.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Me too. And you know, by the way, so so my partner's been with me for 8 years.
Yep.
This was the first year in 8 years she saw me so all encompassed on a weekly basis by Arsenal. Probably in the 5-6 years, you know, that she's really, because
it's been a long time coming.
It hasn't been like that, for us. It's been a lot of pain, and even though there's trophies, it's just every time we were in a big game and we needed to perform, we were like consistent floppers. Like it was like a club identity, just flopping in big games for years. Like it's and just not even winning, but being competitive in every big game is incredible.
100%.
Honestly, Champions League is.
The feel-good factor's back. I can't tell you how happy I was this year. Despite the fact that we didn't win the title, there was a massive sense of pride as to how far we come and that we took them. I won't say to the wire. People will laugh and say, well, you didn't go to the last game. I was convinced we'll go to the last game.
Yeah,
it didn't, but it is what it is. I still think we'll win the league in the next couple of years, though. I really do believe that.
I really honestly it depends on if he leaves or not. I mean, Pep is he's just so scary.
Yeah, he is.
As a coach, he's honestly like he's got like he's insane. He's an insane human being. Have you seen the clip of him screaming at Nathan Redmond?
Yes.
I mean, what is that? Who does that? I mean, I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect how much he loves like the game. Like he loves it in that way, but it's just no one else is like him.
And yourself? Oh no, well, you don't have to answer it. But I mean, did you?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, because I loved football growing up. I would have happily been a footballer. But even like an individual sport, like when you watch like the Wimbledon final, and you saw like Alcaraz beat Djokovic, he was 20 years old. I
see. Can I be honest? I've not even watched the highlights yet, but I've said, this morning, oddly enough, I watched the match-winning point for the last 20 Wimbledon finals.
Oh yeah, no,
but that is a result of Alcaraz. But I've not watched anything of his based on like this year's tournament. But I know that was inspiration from that. I got that from him.
No, I mean, look, I'm just saying, like being a professional tennis player who's like incredible. You have to be so confident in yourself as like a professional individual to play at that level. That's pretty amazing. And also, I mean, it's tennis and golf are. If you make it in tennis and golf, I mean, they're just incredibly well paid. I mean, I think Alcaraz made $16 million or something last year. He's 19 years old.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know.
Yeah, wild, huh? Wild. All right. Let's see. Name a deal breaker for you in a relationship.
Wow. A deal breaker. It's mad because me and my friends have got a podcast called Fully Booked, and we did a book called Deal Breakers. Yeah. And oddly, I have now forgot what my deal breaker would have been, but not in recent time. It would always a deal breaker. I actually don't know now. So have you got a deal breaker? Maybe it would jog my memory.
No, I think I do. I think I'm not great with really long nails. Really long ones. I'm not. It's just me. I know that's weird. I'm not justifying. I'm not saying I have any reason to be like that. But for me, it just puts me. It just I don't know, it gets to me a little bit.
Yeah, I think I look at long nails.
Like the ones that make a lot of noise.
Oh wait,
like vocal nails. You know what I mean? When people, it's like people have vocal nails.
No, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that as well. I'm trying to think of what deal breaker. Do you know what? I was thinking of a personality trait actually. Do you know what? I guess everyone would say this. I really hate. I don't want to say hate. All right. I dislike someone who doesn't really take me into consideration, because I think I'm the type of person who will put you first in some respect. If I like you or even love you, I'll definitely like put you at the forefront of my mind. And I guess in my last relationship, sorry, I definitely put that person first. I'm not to say that she did, but I think what I've learned is that's an important characteristic for myself. I think it's really, really important.
No, I totally agree. I mean, look, that's really important for me as well. If it's like a personality trait, someone who, you know, with, it's hard to explain, but you know, when you're like sharing a meal, someone who will offer the last bite. You know, I'm
100%.
like I'll always offer the. I was always raised, you know, offer the last bite. You know, it's a big thing, and like, you know, you never have the last bite. You always offer it, like, you know, like multiple times.
So I'm kind of like that as well. But
yeah, if someone doesn't do that and they just go and take it, I don't know. For me, it's a big that kind of feels like a red flag to me.
Yeah.
All right. What is your favorite documentary?
God, you are.
That's tough. That actually is very tough.
Oh, wait. Do you know what? I can't think of documentary. Yeah, I'm gonna answer it, and then I'm sure you're gonna jog my memory in regards to documentaries. Not that I am, or I'm not a documentary person. I think I definitely am. I love watching anything football related. Do you know what I mean? So I haven't watched much of the Arsenal thing.
Weirdly, neither did I.
Oh, you didn't?
Well, out of interest, why didn't you watch it? Like, a lot of my friends watched it right away, but I just felt like we were gonna see nothing that they weren't happy for us to see.
There you go.
And I just, you know, everything else kind of felt a bit ruined after that.
But you know what? I watched literally probably about an hour ago. Like, I recently got YouTube Premium on trial.
Yeah.
This is Channel 4 documentaries. I went to extreme lengths to find scammers. So I destroy scammers for fun, and I just sat there laughing for like.
Algorithms are so fucking crazy. I feel like I've seen the same video. People who fight scammers. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, just like took him on a wild goose chase. Literally just said, yeah, I'll meet you in Amsterdam, and all he's doing, he's just sending them on a wild goose chase. He has no intention of giving them money. In fact, he gave someone money, he gave someone a package, but inside the package was just loads of paper, and he wrapped it with, the package with, he said 100 meters worth of duct tape. So he said, like, it took them forever to open it, and then when they opened, there was nothing in it. He said he just loved it. But there was loads of like bits and pieces in there which I just found really funny and entertaining. Oddly enough as well, I don't know why, I love watching wildlife stuff.
Oh, of course, I'm like,
yeah, I just can't get enough.
Planet Earth and the Attenborough stuff is.
Can't get enough. Hyenas, all that, Komodos. I'm just crazy into that type of stuff.
No, I'm with you. Nature documentary is like stuff like Blue Planet. I think for me, it's probably, I don't know if you ever watched this documentary called Jiro Dreams of Sushi.
No.
It's incredible. It's about like he's over 80 years old sushi chef in Tokyo he's had for 50 years basically been like a 3 Michelin star chef, and is just like accepted to be like one of the best, if not like the best sushi chef in the world. And it really opened your eyes to like the principle that they have of like you're basically never perfect. Like he spends 50 years never being perfect, like at all. But his food is incredible, like, you know, and it's so simple. It's like literally rice and fish and a bit of soy sauce or wasabi, and there's something about the way he does it specifically, and you know, to think about how complex you can make that. But it's really beautifully shot, and it's a really great documentary. And his son, basically for the first son, you have to take over the restaurant.
Okay.
So his son is like 50 years old, and his son could have easily opened up, like his younger brother has his own restaurant, I think, which is also like 2 or 3 Michelin stars. But his son, who's 51, is still working for his dad and not opening his restaurant because of, like, you know, that kind of mindset and loyalty with your parents, which I think is pretty incredible. But yeah, I would highly recommend, honestly, give it a watch. It's
okay.
it's very
so
good.
What's the name of it?
Jiro Dreams of Sushi.
Okay, cool.
Right, this is quite a good one. Should your partner be allowed to go through your phone?
Do you know what I don't like the fact that I'm scrolling Twitter. That's a habit I'm trying to get rid of. I don't know why. I find I look at it and I just find people's takes really funny. But a take that I saw on it recently was a girl was saying that she would not allow her partner or husband to look for her phone, and so the reason being, I don't know if this is an excuse, but it was a good reason, is that like a lot of the conversations in there, like a lot of people are, or some people are communicating or confiding in her. So like she finds it would be an invasion of privacy. She didn't say it like that. She said, an invasion of privacy for her boyfriend to be looking through it and then looking at secrets or things in which people confided in with her. So I've actually got no. In fact, no. Like, I'm saying no, and you got to put your foot down. Yeah, you got to put your foot down. And it's not a case of putting your foot down, like, yo, like, never look at my phone. Yeah. I actually got nothing to hide whatsoever. But like, actually, on the subject of sharing messages. Like a men's WhatsApp group can be crazy. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
so I can't be allowing you to be just looking through that type of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So no, that's a no. And actually, I wouldn't want to look through your phone as well. Like, yeah, I really wouldn't want to look for your phone. The only reason I would want to look for your phone, and I probably shouldn't if I have if I have real doubts, is if something is going on that shouldn't be in the relationship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But at that point, of course, there's a conversation can take place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't need to look for your phone.
Yeah, fair. I mean, honestly, I really don't mind that much. I mean, if you're dating if you're dating someone who got like some football groups or whatever, you gotta expect them to be like not peace. You gotta expect them to be a little bit foul. I think you just gotta accept, not obviously in a really bad way, but people make jokes. Like people make
100%.
jokes,
100%.
Not, whatever that's women want to find funny or whatever. And to be fair, like, if any of our football lads do that in our chats, like no one else really finds it that funny. Like I don't think we really have that much of, like, I'm not really, I don't have an issue, I think, with my partner going through some of my like groups of my guys.
There's actually nothing in there, but I mean, like
exactly.
You can find something in there which could be a bit lewd. In fact, at this moment in time, people just forwarding like videos and stuff like that. And I'm not even talking about bad videos. I'm just talking about videos on takes and opinions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
There's nothing
exactly.
I'm hiding.
Exactly.
I would be hiding.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind. It might, like, if they needed to use my phone to like make a call,
that's not a problem.
Recipes, check all this kind, I don't mind at all.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
All right, I'll put you in a comfortable spot. An 8-month pregnant woman and an 80-year-old elderly woman ask for your bus seat at the same time. Who would you give up your seat to? I think I've got an answer for this.
I'm gonna say the elderly woman, I think.
Really? Oh, interesting. All right, I have a different take. Why the elderly woman?
I'm really torn on it. Like, I'm just thinking. I don't know why. I don't know. There's a part of me thinking she's more fragile than the woman who would be pregnant.
She's 8 months pregnant.
Oh, 8 months. Okay,
sorry. She could go right now.
Oh God, I'm gonna get a lot.
She could go right now.
I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this boy. So that was my take. Yeah, I just thought. Yeah, my opinion was she would be a bit more fragile. Okay. Oh, lovely. Not lovely, but my dad's 82
yeah.
or 81. Sorry, he could not be standing on no bus. There's no way.
Yeah, of course.
No. Well, not that either one of them could. But I think the woman who was pregnant would have a bit more.
All right. So I mean, now you've created something where you got to assess, basically, in the space of like 5 seconds where someone asks you, you've got to assess how fragile this old lady is. Because if she seems like a fit 82-year-old, a fit 80-year-old, looks good. Maybe she. Here's why I think the pregnant woman. Because I think the 80-year-old woman wouldn't mind the pregnant woman getting
That's exactly
the seat.
what I thought as well. I thought she would give her the seat anyway.
You know what I mean? The woman's been through it. She'll probably insist that the woman gets the seat as well. I think when you're pregnant, that's.
Yeah, there's a priority. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, there is a priority.
Yeah, I mean, how could you stay in your seat and look at someone who's like 8 months pregnant?
Yeah, I know, that's wild.
You joking? I just stand up and leave the seat, and the seat would just be free. All right, name a song that's on your sex playlist.
Wow. Okay. Sex playlist.
Yeah.
Do you know, I don't have a sex playlist, but do you know what I was listening to very recently? And I played it.
Don't tell me while you're having sex.
No. Ooh. No. Oh no. All right. So I'm gonna remove the sex. Sorry for a second.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm glad. I'm very happy for you.
Oh, do you know what it was? Let me find it. It was Tidra Moses. I don't know if you know.
Oh, yeah. Of course, she has like one amazing song. Be Your Girl.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, by the way, but that was not what I was thinking about. Yeah, there's a few in here. Tidra Moses. Let me find it. I played it a few. I think it was Rescue Me. I think it was. I was playing yesterday. Actually, people are gonna think, what is he up to? But yeah, that's what it's called, Rescue Me. But yeah,
okay, nice.
anything. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, Tidra Moses. I don't know. I haven't got one, but no. Take Me by Tidra Moses. Right there. I love that song.
Nice. No, look, Tidra Moses has a great voice.
That's a making love song. But yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. And yourself? So I can put on my playlist and that.
To be honest, any song from Baduism by Erykah Badu.
Okay, lovely.
I mean, any Other Side of the Game, like Apple Tree. That album honestly means a lot to me. I mean, she is my favorite artist, and that album specifically is just incredible.
Cool.
All right. Is college and university education still worth it?
I think not the value at this. Not the value in this country. I just think it's.
Oh man, we don't live in the States.
Yeah, wildly expensive. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, I mean it's wild if you live in the States. I mean, I don't know how you. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's getting expensive, and it's weird, really. Actually, I do think it's important, but at the same time, I just think the value is a bit crazy, and I think there are other means and other forms of education which I think could be equally valuable, and I think I don't know, depending where you are, you know, or what you want to do. Sorry.
Yeah, what you want to do, I think, is a big one.
Yeah, it plays a massive part.
Anything you can practice, if it's something that you can practice and get better at, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And really like practice pays off in that sense, then I don't really think it's worth it. You know, if you want, obviously, if you're trying to be like a musician or an actor or like a chef, I mean, you can do courses and maybe go to culinary school, but I think there's a lot of people where they're saddled with all this debt from university and stuff. And I'm very lucky. I loved where I went for university, and it was, for me, it was very helpful. I needed to do it probably, but that doesn't mean it has to be the case for everyone.
Yeah.
I think for parents sometimes it's a big thing, especially for like immigrant parents. It's like
100%.
Going to university is like a huge part of like why they moved, and they
back to sacrifices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So it's a kind of snub your nose at that, you know. And I have friends who just for their parents finished their degrees, you know, in like pretty complex subjects, even though they wanted to do something that was more in the arts, and they still went to university and did something different. Like I have a friend who did medicine. He's such a smart guy, honestly. And he did medicine, and whilst he was finishing his degree, basically he started up his own business, and now he's doing his own business, which is in clothing, which is incredible. Actually, it's called Known Source.
Source, I feel.
It's called Known Source. People should check out the website. They do like vintage clothes, and they have like pop-ups in Soho and stuff.
Oh, I love that type of stuff. Oh,
and cool. It's run by two just amazing guys. All right. What is one new thing you want to do next year?
Good Lord. One new thing. Okay, this is what I'll say. One new thing. No, it's not original. I've done a lot of backpacking.
Nice.
So a lot of backpacking. So I backpacked in 2012, like South America, and then in 2017 I did Central America. And there's a part of me that feels I currently need to get away. I need a complete reset. So I'm hoping. I'm not too sure whether it's going to be this year or next year, but I definitely want to do South Africa and Botswana, or certainly that area. But if I do it this year, either way, I think what I want to do, like ultimately once I've released my book and done a few things, I want to get back to moving around as like when I was doing so when I was living in Barcelona. I felt a bit free. 1 week London, 3 weeks Barcelona, all that type of stuff. So I want to get to, I want to find myself in a place where I can be a bit more fluid with where I can be.
Yeah, have a proper adventure.
Yeah, man. Like, I think I've lived a colourful life, but like, I feel I haven't lived properly over the past, say, 5 years. In some respect.
It's true. I mean, I don't blame you for wanting to spend more time in Barcelona.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a great city, especially if you love football. I mean, like, I was lucky enough. I went to the World Cup in Brazil.
I was there as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like football.
What a great time to be alive.
It was incredible. You could find the game in a second. And at 2 a.m. Like after one night we came back, we played a 5-a-side game at what could have been 1 a.m. There was a ref. We were all, I swear on my life, we were all from England. It was me and my friends from school. We played a team all wearing Colombia shirts. They were all Colombian. And we had a ref for this game on the beach. I mean, like, it's the only country in the world
in Rio,
I mean, I haven't been to Argentina, but it's, you know, Brazil is so unique in that sense.
Oh no, where in Brazil did you stay?
Just Rio. We had a week.
Cool.
We just did Rio. Saw the James Rodriguez goal live.
Oh, so you went late. So when did you go? You went. No, that was like
that was last 16.
Last 16. That's gone, but I went
group
stages. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but in group stages, with all the games going on, the fan zones were so much fun.
Yeah. So I think I watched Belgium v someone, and they won. They scored a late goal. I forget who they played. So that was the only game. Yeah, that's the only game I went to, and So I landed in Sao Paulo. I knew someone from my travels in 2012, and ended up watching the Brazil game at their house. Loads of family and all that type of stuff. So that was amazing to actually land and kind of go straight there. Phenomenal. And then we went to, I think we went to Rio, and then we went to Belo Horizonte, and then back down to Rio. Something along those lines.
What was Belo Horizonte like?
We were only there for the game, so just went there for the Belgian game. I can't remember who they played actually, but yeah, we only went there for the game.
Fair. No, it is a cool place. It is a cool place. I found the Christmas World Cup it was fine, but you know, it has to be, for me, it has to be in the summer. You can't be a summer World Cup.
Yeah,
The weather plays a huge part.
played a huge part for me anyway. Yeah.
You just make a whole day of every game, every big game. You know,
Correct.
people come around, you barbecue, you eat food. You know, I'm glad we don't have to do that again for a while. And you know, I don't mind, you know, whether you know, Qatar did a lot of good things, bad things basically, and you know, in terms of how they planned it, you know, regardless of means to an end being not that pleasant at all.
Yeah.
You know, from a lot of perspectives, but you know, you can't argue that it was a well-organized World Cup with with very high quality games, with very, very high quality games.
It was amazing. It would be phenomenal to be there, but unfortunately, because we're here, it just like there was a part of it that just didn't feel the same.
Yeah. No, I know you mean, but you know, as much as I disagree with the practices that they use in Qatar, you know, there are a lot of other countries that have done a lot of bad things when hosting World Cups in the past as well.
Hypocrisy,
What
not
else?
democracy,
Yeah, I
as I
mean,
always say.
yeah. No, I honestly, that could be a whole podcast in itself. I mean, like, I'm Lebanese. I mean, you see that firsthand.
Oh well.
What are some low-cost first date ideas?
Do you know what? Like, I saw someone say this very recently. I laughed because I've said this before to someone. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with going for a coffee. I really don't.
I agree.
There's nothing wrong with going for a coffee, and I don't know why. In some respect, it's a big thing that you need to spend a lot of money to impress your date. For me, like, that's the last thing on my mind. Yes, I do want to impress my date, but I feel I'm more likely to impress my date with who I am rather than what I spend my money on in terms of material things. Yes, I want to do something which is a bit creative, but I think by going for a coffee, I think we can get to know each other and have a laugh. But
You got nothing to do but get to know each other. Yeah, all right. Do you think it's a cop out to take someone to a comedy club on the first date? Because you're kind of paying someone to do your job.
Well, I've never thought about it.
You know,
I've not thought of it like that.
They're laughing, they're having a great time. You have nothing to do with it. You're just a passenger.
Do you know why I like the idea? That's a great point. To be fair, I think the reason why I like it is because, I think laughing is a phenomenal leveler. As in, like, you've let your hair down and whatever. I mean, whether it's something lewd or whether it's just like a funny topic, and then it gives you something engaging to talk about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So, I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it.
I mean, I didn't have the chance to do it, but I think I could have done it. I mean, I love going to see stand up anyway. Why not do that as a first date? I don't know. If I had to do a low cost first date, if it was a sunny day, quick drive and a nice walk somewhere, I think is a good one. Maybe make some sandwiches, like you really couldn't go wrong with
Picnic,
that.
amazing.
You make someone a really nice sandwich.
Oh, appreciation
Go
levels.
for a nice walk, like somewhere, you know, on a nice day.
Appreciation
like,
levels.
It's a pretty good date. Do you believe couples counselling is necessary, or I mean, necessary is a strong word, but is necessary or a waste of time?
Oh God, I definitely don't think it's a waste of time. Because I think sometimes I think you can find topics or points like I want to say pain points. It's not the word I'm looking for. There are things that you struggle to find common ground on in terms of like an agreement, and you might need some sort of counselling to mediate the situation, particularly like. To mediate the situation. And if you are, I don't say madly in love, but if you are really in love, then ultimately you want to find a solution to your problem, and you know, a third party may help you in that.
Yeah, probably I agree. But before we arrive, this question is wild, man. This is kind of a loaded question. Do you think musicians are responsible for the growing crime and drug culture in the inner city neighborhoods?
Do you know what? I didn't even know that was in there. That
is a wild fucking god.
I
mean, no.
Yeah, the answer is no, for me.
Yeah.
I can see why they would throw out that question, but the answer is no. You know what I mean? Go look somewhere else.
This is a great question if you have like Republican family. If you're like in the States and you got a really strong stereotypical Republican family and you whip up this question, it's about to get heated.
100%. In my book is a chapter called Politics, in which obviously throughout that time when I was a driver there was Brexit. I brought in someone who said he was a Trump supporter, and I always
look, which is fine. Each to their own opinion.
That's exactly what I kind of like. I don't double down, but I look, and anyway, I heard him out, and he gave me what might be plausible reasons anyway. So, you know what I mean? He's entitled to his own opinion.
There are a lot of people in America who I'm sure voted for Trump. You know, they're single
100%.
issue. They're single issue voters. There's one policy that's going to make a big difference in their life, they think, and they're going to vote on the basis of that. regardless of whatever other ridiculous things or stupid things he does. You know,
100%.
single issue voters are a big part of it.
Is it just here?
I think so.
Okay, brilliant. Eddie, it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, man, that was lovely.
It was. Let me give you my card anyway.
Thank you very much.
Lovely.
Here's your cards.
Oh, superb. Take care and look after yourself.
Thanks, man. Have a nice day.
Thank you.